everybody, this is Hornlitz here, and welcome back for more Let's Glitch The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we basically did every single mini-game left to do in the game, with the exception of, I think, one. And in this episode, we are going to be doing a few side-questy things before heading off to the final dungeon of the game, which is the Stone Tower Temple. So yeah. Now right here, I gave this guy the Moon's Tear in return for the land title deed, but one interesting thing to note about this one instance in the game, you can just lock onto that NPC and press the button with the Moon's Tear on it, and it will advance the side quest. Every other NPC that I'm aware of in the game where you need to present something to them to advance the plot or the side quest or something, you have to talk to them first until they say, basically, present something with the C button, and then you can equip it if you want, if you don't have it equipped. But yeah, this is the one instance in the game where you don't have to do that. It works just like it does in Ocarina of Time, which is really strange. I honestly have no idea why it does that, but it's just really weird. So yeah, now right here, I'm going to buy a Deku Stick, because we still had a bottle over our Deku Stick slot, which we don't want that. We want the Deku Stick, because we're actually going to be getting ISG with it in a little bit here for a trick that's coming up. So yeah. And right here, we're going to be buying a few more Bomb Chews. I just want 10 more, because we're going to be doing a hover, and it's a little bit of a difficult one. So I want a few more Bomb Chews. You only need about 3 Bomb Chews, which I think is how many I had. But it's pretty tricky to get it, so I wanted a few more Bomb Chews. So yeah, now right here I'm just playing this song in double time, because we are finally done with everything we need to do during the day. Well, actually, we did have some more Anju Cafe side quest stuff that we needed to do, but because I failed it, I messed up in previous episodes, I can no longer do the Anju Cafe side quest, so I don't actually have to do any of that. At least not during this cycle. So yeah, now right here I'm going to be getting ISG off this sign. Getting ISG off these signs is always really annoying. You have to be, like, angled towards them, but then turning away from the wall slightly or something. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But anyways, right here is the trick that I'm going to be doing. If I can get it right. Oops, I just lost ISG. So basically, if you can't tell what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be doing a hookshot clip off of the torch there so that I can fall out of bounds, and then I'm going to be doing a hover immediately after I fall out of bounds. And then I'm going to be doing a few side hop hovers so that I can hover into the Curiosity Shop. Because if you don't remember, the Curiosity Shop is actually only open at nighttime, specifically between the hours of about 10 p.m. and I think 6 a.m. or something. That was really bad. I'm just gonna backflip, I guess, and void out. So yeah, basically, one really annoying thing about this trick is that as soon as you get the hookshot clip, your camera unlocks, even if you're still holding the Z button. So what you have to do is you have to actually lock on again after you get the hookshot clip, and you have to do it at a pretty precise timing in order to actually get a hover immediately. And it's kind of annoying. But fortunately, there's a decent setup that I found to actually get the hookshot clip, so... oops, I got it there, but then I clipped back in bounds. Interesting. Right there, that should work. So I just need to do a couple more hovers there, and then, yeah, right there. So that is the hover into the Curiosity Shop. It's a little bit tricky. It took me a while to get for the first time, but it's not too bad once you kind of get the hang of the hookshot clip and locking on after you get the hookshot clip. The timing's a bit weird. But anyways, right there, I just bought the biggest bomb bag, and this is actually one thing I didn't know about the game casually for the longest time. I thought to get the bigger bomb bag, it's not the biggest, but I thought to get the bigger bomb bag, you needed to save the old lady, or get the blast mask early on in the game, or back on day 1, and then you needed to go and buy it from the bomb shop, but apparently that's not the case. Apparently you can actually get it from the Curiosity Shop, as I just did, so that's something interesting. And actually, that's another reason that I really like the game, is that there are some items that you can get them in multiple different ways, depending on how the game played out. And I think it's brilliant. I don't know, it's really cool. So yeah, now right here I just took out 100 rupees there, just because I need to buy about 30, I want to buy 30 Bomb Chews total, so I'm just going to be buying a few there. 30 is the most we can get at this point, so yeah. And then I'm going to be going, and I'm actually going to be taking out as much money as I possibly can from the bank. I want 500 rupees because we have a bunch of stuff we need to buy coming up pretty soon. Well, a few things. To be honest, I don't know if we actually need 500, but I need a bunch, so let's just do quick math in my head. That's, 465. Okay, there we go. So yeah, now after that, we are actually going to be warping over to the mountain village, I believe it is, because we want to get a few heart pieces there, and then we also want to go and grab our sword, because it's finally been it's been fixed, basically, or it's now the Gilded Sword, and so we can actually finally have a sword again after so long. So that's nice. Or, correction, a sword that won't break. I guess we only deposited our sword a couple episodes ago, but yeah. It'll be nice to finally have the biggest upgrade. So yeah. And this is actually the last place that we have to go to, like the mountain area, is the last place that we have to go to before we actually are going to be going off to the Stone Tower Temple. So yeah, get excited for that because it's a fun temple for sure, especially in a speedrun. But yeah, anyways, so right here I'm going to be, yeah, grabbing the Gilded Sword, as I said, and the Gilded Sword looks really cool, I think. It's probably my favorite, like, weapon, like, normal weapon in any of the Zelda games, just because it looks really cool, I think. And plus, it's really powerful, so why wouldn't you like it? But yeah, it just looks really cool. So yeah, now we're actually going to get my least favorite heart piece in the entire game, I'm pretty sure. I can't think of a worse one. But yeah, so all of those frogs that we've been talking to throughout the entire overworld and dungeons, they all come over here after you beat Goat, and then you can get a heart piece from them after you've actually talked to all of them. Or, yeah, talk to them in the overworld. And the reason I just hate that one so much is because if you go back in time, like go back to day one, before you talk to all of them, you have to probably go back into one or two of the dungeons to talk to re-beat the mini-bosses. And it's just, I had to do that so much casually, and I absolutely hated it. It was so annoying. So that's why, like, every subsequent playthrough at this point, I beat those three dungeons, like the first three dungeons in a row, basically, before going back in time, just so that I can get that heart piece. Now right here, I'm gonna see if I can actually get something. No, okay, fine, fair enough. I'll show that glitch off later. There's a glitch that you can do in a lot of different places, actually. It's kind of a universal glitch, but I'll show it off in a later episode or something. Because it's actually easier to show somewhere else. I was just gonna try and see if I could get it there. But anyways, right here we're actually going to be getting the last two maps that we have to get. Ooh, I got a cool shot there. It's not actually hard to make any shot like that, it's just, it looks cool. I don't know, that's probably why I did it. Anyways, so yeah, right here, just need to get the last two maps, Snowhead and Romani's Ranch, and then we will have the entirety of the map filled in. And yeah, you can actually check which maps that you have bought by going onto, like, the pause screen, and then on the map screen, if there's clouds over any specific area, you don't have that map. Which, actually, it's kind of cool that they did it like that. It's a little hard to tell, somewhat, but it's kind of cool. But anyways, so yeah, now we're just going to be going off and getting the last few items. We need our Goron mask for this. So yeah. Now, actually, in this room, the very first thing that we're going to be doing is a bomb hover, because we need to get to a heart piece that's on a ledge, but we can't get it the normal way right now. We would need to go and do a little bit more of a side quest thing, and it would just take a bunch of time, and there's no reason to do it, so yeah, basically, the way you're supposed to get the heart piece that's up on that ledge up there, you can't really see it from here, but the way you're supposed to get it is you're supposed to take the land title deed that we got earlier this episode. Don't get hit there. And we're supposed to go to the swamp and trade it for the swamp title deed, and then you're supposed to come to this guy and trade that for the mountain title deed, and then you can just use Deku to, you know, use the flower to get up there. But, of course, that would take a while, and we can just hover up there, so really, why would we do it the normal way? So yeah, right there, we can just get up here and get this heart piece. And now I'm going to be rolling down here, yeah, there we go, and equipping the Goron mask and talking to this guy, because this guy sells us the biggest bomb bag, which this costs, I think, 200 rupees. It's actually kind of steep. So this is the main reason why I wanted a bunch of rupees. But yeah. So now we're just going to be going over here. We actually still don't have a powdered keg. We did do the side quest to sort of earn this guy's trust so that we can buy powdered kegs, but we never actually got a powdered keg in our inventory, so we actually need to do that to actually complete the inventory. So yeah, now that that's done, we can finally head off to the final dungeon of the game, which is Stone Tower Temple. And boy, is it difficult. I know I mentioned a couple episodes ago that Great Bay Temple was the hardest, and I still stand by that. But this is a close second. I didn't realize that when I was first starting to learn this dungeon, but it's actually pretty difficult. Especially on English, and you'll see why pretty soon. But yeah, it's pretty difficult, so I'm going to be actually making a safety save right here and doing the entire dungeon in a separate take, because I don't think I can do it in one try. So yeah, I'll just cut to when I've made the save. Alright, so now that I've done that, I can get on with the episode. Right here, we actually have to enter the dungeon to be able to beat it, believe it or not, so we're going to be doing it through a bit of an interesting method. We can't do it the normal way because we don't have the Elegy of Emptiness. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be stepping on this particular switch right here because it brings this this specific block closest enough to us. And then we want to do a time stop and roll over to it and then cancel time stop, and it will bring us all the way over because those blocks don't move when you have time stop activated. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, now let's just enter the dungeon here, and we get to start what I like to call Weirdshot Temple, because the number of weird shots in this temple is way too high, seriously. If you are not good at weird shots, you will not be able to do it very easily. And the weird shots are actually the reason why it's a lot harder on English, because I don't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but weird shots are actually very prone to crashing on English. You can hard crash the game very easily, depending on how you do it. It's easy to avoid if you know how the crashes work, but it's still, if you mess up, it's easy to crash. But yeah, so right here we've actually got our first weird shot. I got ISG earlier because we're going to be doing a hover out of the weird shot, and you'll see what I mean in a second when I actually get this weird shot. Yeah, right here I'm going to be hookshotting onto this box here, and then going to be locking on and dropping a chew immediately. Quite similar to how I did entering the Curiosity Shop before 10. And then we're going to be doing a Mega Side Hop because we actually want to land in the room sort of below the side room to this room. It's kind of complicated in that sense, but yeah, basically we're going to be entering that room, and there's like a bit of a shaft that falls down into it, and we need to side hop into that shaft high enough so that we load the room below? Okay, so I guess you don't actually have to land in the shaft because I didn't there, but you need to at least be high enough so that you still load the room, because if you don't load the room below, you won't be able to get anything in it. So yeah. Now, right there, I just threw a couple bombs. Actually, first, I hovered over to on top of the Song of Time block there. Or, that's not a Song of Time block, the sun block, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and then I just threw a couple bombs because that will destroy the two Armor statues that are on the other side there. And now I'm going to be activating these two, and then, can I not lock onto that, please? There we go. Okay, now right here I'm actually going to be doing a hookshot clip through the sun block so that I can kill these two from inside of them, so that I can get to the other side without having to hover back out. It's a little complicated and a little difficult, but it's not too bad. At least that one isn't. So yeah, then we're going to be grabbing this treasure chest because it has a key in it, which we need. And then I'm going to be equipping my Deku mask and dying. This is another reason that I actually wanted to do the Mega Side Hop, was so that I could just sort of die there and then go straight back to the start of that room, so that I can just get to the other side here really quickly, because getting the stuff that we got over there was all we needed at this point. So now right here, I believe this is actually a new glitch that we have to do. This is a block clip. The way we need to do it is we need to drop a bomb in a very specific method, and then we just want, at least in this case, we want to equip Zora Mask. I actually don't even think you have to do that. You just need to be standing in that little spot there. And then when the bomb explodes, you should clip straight through the block and the wall. So yeah, and that's how you get past that block. Now right here, we don't actually have anything we can do in this room. We don't have the light arrows or the mirror shield. And actually, that's one thing to bring up about this dungeon, is that you're supposed to have the mirror shield for this dungeon, but we don't have it. So we're going to have to somehow get around everything in this dungeon without the mirror shield. And it's pretty interesting how we do it. So yeah. But yeah, right here we've got another weird shot. So yeah, what are we at, like 2 now? I think we're at 2 so far. I'll just keep a count, I guess, of them, because it's a lot of them. So yeah, we can just hookshot that now. Okay, thank you. At least I got a bomb drop out of that. That's nice. But anyways, yeah, so now we're done with that room. And this room we actually do have some stuff we need to get. So right here, I'm going to be using the Deku Flower here. There is a way that you can actually get to this platform without using the Deku Flower. You can just do it as human, but it's kind of annoying and difficult, and I don't know, I don't like doing it. Basically what you would do is you would do a damage boost into this little, the wind turbine thing that I missed, and then you would do a jump slash onto the wall, and you would go backwards into the little alcove there, but I don't like doing it that way because I've failed one too many recordings to this, or to that exact thing, so I stopped doing it. And plus, it's also not necessary. So yeah. Now right here, I just need to do another weird shot. There's our third. And we need to hookshot that treasure chest. We took damage, but we actually need to get that treasure chest. And the switch to turn this fire off is actually on the other side of it, or like on the other side of this room. So I'm going to be doing this in a bit of an interesting method. I'm going to put down a bomb here, and then turn up, and then on a very specific frame, when this thing explodes on you, it'll damage me right here. I want to press the A button, and it will let me open the treasure chest without actually turning off the fire, which it's pretty interesting how that works. Basically, just the damage, like the damage. When the bomb damages you, you're invincible for a few seconds, and you can sort of use that to actually get inside the ring and open the door. But there's only one frame where it works. Now, right here, this fight, basically, the method I'm going to be using is, basically, whenever that guy charges at you, you want to roll at him, because the end of your roll is, the very end of your roll is you're invincible, and so he can't actually attack you, and then you just want to jump attack him, and it'll take 3 jump attacks, and then he's dead. So yeah, that guy's pretty easy. And now, another interesting thing that I noticed about this dungeon a long time ago is that this room that we're actually fighting in right here, the mini-boss room, is also the boss room. It's kind of interesting how it works, because if you don't know what the gimmick of this dungeon is, you basically later on will flip the dungeon upside down, and then you can fall into the little hole that the guy jumped down from in the ceiling. And I don't know, I just thought it was really cool how it worked, how the dungeon was actually, how it actually worked that way. Personally, I think this is one of the most brilliant dungeons ever made, actually, in a Zelda game, because it's just so cool. But anyways, now right here, I want to get damaged, apparently. If you drop a bomb right there, you can actually hit the switch from inside or from outside that little cage, and then you can spawn this chest, and you can open this. So yeah, there's another stray fairy. There's our 4th one. Only 4? Okay, I thought we would have had more than that by now. Whatever. So yeah, now right here, I'm just going to be doing a bit of a speed strat there to get on there again. Now let's just kill this little guy. It's interesting that these guys are the exact same guys that you saw back in the swamp, actually. They just have a little mask on them now. It's kind of interesting that they reused enemies in a bit of a different way or in a bit of a cool way. But anyways, right here, we're going to be just bombing this guy. He literally, 2 bombs and he's dead. These guys are really a bit of a letdown. They're not actually that hard. But anyways, so yeah, and actually one thing to note about these Igor fights, I think they're called Igors, basically, you can actually get a super slide off of that last bomb that I dropped there, and it actually gets you to this treasure chest a lot faster because you keep moving during the death cutscene, but I failed it. It's a little bit precise, and so I'm not super mad that I missed it or anything, but it's kind of hard to do, so yeah. Anyways, now right here I'm going to be doing another weird shot. What are we on, like 4 or something? I was afraid this would happen. So yeah, I can't actually hookshot through the wall there. Basically, there is a BMO statue on the other side. I want to be hookshotting that. But to do that, I'm actually going to be doing a weird shot slightly differently than I was doing it normally. So I'm going to be doing the same inputs that I normally do, but one thing I didn't mention about weird shots is that depending on how many frames you hold the Z button for and the hookshot button for at this point right here, you can actually offset your camera down and right quite a bit. So as you can see, like, I'm in a way different spot than I was before. And yeah, it's just pretty interesting that you can do that with weird shots. But yeah, you have to be really careful about doing that on English because you can crash it pretty easily doing it like that. So it's fortunate that I didn't, but yeah. But anyways, so I mentioned that actually I cut out one of the weird shots in the route. Basically, I mentioned that I was supposed to hit a switch on the left side as well. I actually couldn't figure out a way to do that. I just couldn't figure out how to actually get the weird shot in such a way that I could hit the switch on the other side, because there is a sun block in the way, and I couldn't actually figure out how to, like, clip it or get past it or anything, so I just decided I would do it the semi-normal way, where you just kind of get off onto this side and then throw a bomb at it. So, yeah, if I just throw it right there. Alright, so yeah, that's just how we're gonna do it there, because honestly, that's the easier method, and it doesn't even waste that much time, so yeah, that's just why I opted for that method. So anyways, now to get back, let's see if I can get this. So close. It's actually possible to land up there as Zora without actually doing this method right here with the height abuse, but it's a little bit precise, so yeah, I didn't get it. Anyways, but right there, yeah, as you can see, I did a gainer to get past the sunblock there, which it's kind of nice that you can do that. So there, I have the stray fairy now, and now I can actually leave this room because I'm done. So, yeah. Let's just get out of here. We need to enter this little tunnel here. Hopefully his hand doesn't grab me. Okay, I think we're good. So yeah, basically, what is this? Oh, this room, of course. Okay. So yeah, right here I'm just going to be changing directions because we need to go and grab the compass first. So yeah, let's just get here. Right there I actually got a quick climb up there. Basically, if you just surface as Zora and then press the A button to sort of do a swim, you can grab onto the ledge immediately. Sometimes it's actually okay. We're not grabbing the compass first. We have to hit that switch up there first. That one right there. But yeah, if you surface in the water as Zora and then you press A when you're right next to a ledge that you can climb up on, you will actually climb up onto it immediately. I know I've tried doing that in the past in this series, but I've failed it pretty much every time. So yeah. Now right here, I'm just going to be hitting this, or shooting this with the light arrows. This is actually how you're supposed to get rid of this block, or actually, that's not how you're supposed to get rid of that block, but you can get rid of these sun blocks that way. Normally, you're just supposed to use the mirror shield, but the light arrows work just as well, so we use that. And now, actually, we were able to get the compass quite a while ago, actually, right as soon as we started the dungeon. However, had we done that, we would have been stuck in that little alcove with the treasure chest. So yeah, that's why we didn't do it then. But anyways, right here we have another weird shot. I think this is number 5 in this part of the dungeon. Before we've even inverted the dungeon, it's insane. So yeah, right here we've got to just do that and then shoot that little sun switch there. That sun switch you're actually not supposed to be able to hit during the when it's still uninverted or in its normal state. But of course, using a weird shot, we're able to hit that. There's actually another method you can use to hit it, where you sort of do a weird angled hover off to the side, and then sort of just while you're in midair there, you can look down and shoot. But that's very precise and it's hard to do. I wouldn't recommend doing that. The weird shot is a much easier method, believe me. But anyways, so now let's just get down here and get damaged by those guys. All right, we have to hit that switch because it will spawn this treasure chest here, which has a stray fairy in it, which we will need, which we will be getting when we actually uninvert, or when we do invert the dungeon. But after that, I believe we're done with this room, so we can actually. Can I stop failing that? Seriously, whatever. It's not that hard to do, really. Just actually, Zora diving onto platforms. It's not hard. I don't know why I've been failing it so much, but whatever. So let's just get into here, and we have a couple stray fairies we need to get. The first one we need to shoot that little sun switch there, and it'll make the treasure chest appear so that we can get that stray fairy. And then the other one is behind that little sun block that's right there. Can you get away? Don't hit. Okay. I was very scared I was going to get hit there. But anyways, so yeah, now that we've done that, we can just get these 2 fairies, and then we are actually done with the... Oh, we have one more stray fairy that we need to get after this, and then we'll be done with the dungeon and this episode. So let's just... Can this... Why isn't... Oh, well, apparently I got ISG off of that, so I'll take it. I just want those bombs there. All right. Now I'm just going to be playing the Song of Soaring to go back to the beginning of the dungeon. Now, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but you can get damage ISG, which is what just happened there, actually. Basically, if you get damaged during a crouch stab and then stop crouching, you'll get ISG just the same as if you talk to something while crouch stabbing. So yeah, I might have mentioned that before, but oh well. So now right here, I just want to shoot that eye switch right there because it will spawn this treasure chest, which has the fairy that I want to grab. And then I'm also going to be shooting one more switch that will spawn an upside-down treasure chest that we'll be getting in the next episode. So yeah, that's this switch right here, so let's just do that. Do not hit me, whatever that thing's called, dragonfly thing. There's so many enemies in this first room, it's so ridiculous. Actually, I think there are only 3, but still, that's too many. So yeah, let's just, almost missed that. But anyways, let's just go and get this treasure chest here. Here's, I believe, our 10th stray fairy. Yes, 10. And... Can this guy not? Okay, there we go. I was afraid he was going to hit me off or something. So right here, I'm going to jump off. Okay, what I was going to do is I was going to put a bomb behind me and then do a damage boost off of it, so that I could just sort of clear the gap and it would save a few seconds, but I guess not. So I guess I'll just play the Song of Soaring here then. One reason I wanted to play the Song of Soaring here is because the in-game timer is actually... I'm kind of racing against time right now, because I have a bunch of things that I need to do after this dungeon yet, and I'm not going to have a lot of time to do it if I take too much time. So I probably don't need to be that cautious, but I still want to at least have as much time as possible. So yeah. Now right here, I'm just going to warp over to the Stone Tower Owl, because we're actually done with this episode, and we're going to be doing the rest of the dungeon in the next episode. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click that like button. If you didn't, fine, click the dislike button. If you thought there were too many weird shots or something, follow me on the links in the description, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!